When was the last time you opened your eyes in the morning and felt that firm, undeniable signal of vitality, the kind of strength that once made you feel confident without even thinking about it? For many men over 60, that moment has been missing for months, maybe even years. And while almost no one speaks about it openly inside, it feels like a silent alarm going off. Because it's not just about sex, it's about your health, your circulation, your hormones, and the unshakable sense of being a man whose body still works the way it should. I've spent over 3 decades as a board-certified urologist helping men navigate the changes that come with aging. And let me tell you, losing natural morning erections is not just getting older. It's your body's way of telling you it no longer has what it needs to build testosterone repair tissues and keep blood flowing where it matters most. Too often, I see men write this off as inevitable decline. They begin to feel weaker, less energetic, less confident, and they resign themselves to the idea that their best days are behind them. That belief is one of the most dangerous lies of aging. Here's the shocking truth. Men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s are waking up again with natural, consistent morning erections, not because of little blue pills, not because of risky surgeries or expensive hormone shots, but because of something so simple it almost feels impossible. A single spoonful of oil before bed. Now, I don't chase fads and I don't make empty promises. My career has been dedicated to understanding men's hormone circulation and vitality. I've sat across from men who came into my office embarrassed, defeated, certain that their manhood was gone forever. And I've watched them return weeks later, smiling, relieved, and surprised because their body responded when we gave it what it was missing at exactly the right time. Tonight, I'm going to explain why timing matters, which oils have the strongest scientific backing, and how this one nightly habit can transform not only your mornings, but your strength, your energy, and your confidence in ways you may not have believed possible. If you've ever thought age had stolen this part of your life, stay with me because what I'm about to share may change how you see aging forever. I want you to imagine your body at night. Most people think that when they go to sleep, everything shuts down. But the truth is, the hours between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are the busiest hours your body will ever see. It's like the night shift at a factory. While you're resting, your system is hard at work, repairing tissues, balancing hormones, restoring energy for the next day. And just like any factory, the workers can't build if the raw materials aren't on the shelves. For men over 60, the most critical raw material for testosterone and circulation is healthy fat. Here's what I've learned in my practice. When your body doesn't get those healthy fats at the right time, it struggles. Testosterone production slows, blood vessels stay inflamed, circulation weakens, and the result, you wake up tired, your energy is flat, and the natural morning erections you once took for granted quietly fade away. Many men think that's just aging, but it's not. It's a supply problem. Your body still has the machinery to produce testosterone. It just doesn't have the building blocks delivered when it needs them. That's where timing becomes the secret weapon. A spoonful of the right oil before bed is like restocking the factory shelves just before the night crew clocks in. Within an hour, your body has the fats it needs to build hormones, calm inflammation, and keep blood moving through the night. And because oils absorb more efficiently than many other nutrients, your system doesn't waste time. It goes straight to work. I've seen men who thought their best years were behind them return weeks later with stories that surprised even them. Stronger mornings, more energy, a spark of confidence they thought was gone forever. And it all started with one simple change in timing. But if timing is the secret, then the very first oil you choose is the foundation, and that foundation is none other than extra virgin olive oil. When men ask me where to begin, I almost always point them to something simple, familiar, and incredibly powerful: extra virgin olive oil. It doesn't sound flashy, and that's exactly why it works. In Mediterranean countries, men consume it daily, and study after study shows they enjoy some of the lowest rates of erectile dysfunction in the world. That's not a coincidence. In fact, research from European universities has found that men who take olive oil consistently can raise their testosterone by nearly 20% in just 3 months. Think about that. A spoonful of oil from your kitchen pantry rivaling the impact of expensive prescriptions. The magic lies in its polyphenols, potent antioxidants that act like bodyguards for your testosterone. They don't just help you produce more, they protect what you make from breaking down too quickly or being converted into estrogen. In plain terms, olive oil doesn't just help you fill the tank, it also prevents leaks, and that makes it one of the most reliable allies for men who feel their strength slipping. Now here's how I tell my patients to use it. Take 1 tablespoon about an hour before bed. Some prefer it straight, others drizzle it on a small piece of bread, and a few mix it with lemon juice. The method doesn't matter as much as the quality. Look for first cold-pressed oil packaged in a dark glass bottle with a harvest date printed clearly. Fresh oil means stronger polyphenols, and stronger polyphenols mean better results. I'll never forget one patient in his late 60s. He came to me skeptical, having tried everything from supplements to pills without success. Weeks after starting olive oil, he walked back into my office with a grin I hadn't seen before. His mornings were back, and so was his confidence. But while olive oil lays the foundation, there's another oil that targets a hidden roadblock: silent inflammation in the pelvis. And the surprising part, it's an oil most people know only as a remedy for constipation. Most men raise their eyebrows the first time I mention castor oil. For decades, it's been thought of as nothing more than grandma's old remedy for constipation. But hidden inside this thick golden oil is one of the most overlooked secrets for male vitality. The key is a unique fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, which makes up almost 90% of castor oil. This compound has powerful anti-inflammatory effects, and when taken in small doses, it doesn't act like a laxative, it acts like a healer. Let me tell you a story. A 70-year-old gentleman came to me worn down, frustrated, and convinced he was too old to change. He struggled with weak erections and a constant heavy pressure in his pelvis. Medications had left him disappointed with side effects that only made him feel worse. When I suggested half a teaspoon of organic cold-pressed castor oil mixed into warm water before bed, he laughed and said, "That's it." But 3 weeks later, he called me, his voice almost trembling with excitement, telling me he had woken up with his first natural morning erection in nearly 5 years. What castor oil does is simple but profound. It penetrates deep into tissues, clears lymphatic congestion, and reduces swelling around the prostate and blood vessels. This allows blood to flow more freely to the areas that matter most during those crucial early morning hours. Yes, the taste can be unpleasant. I always recommend blending it with honey or chasing it with something mild. But when men start noticing easier urination, less pelvic pressure, and eventually those long-missed firm mornings, the bitterness feels like nothing compared to the relief. But while castor oil clears blockages and reduces inflammation, there's another oil that works in the opposite way. It fuels your body like rocket fuel, giving your system clean energy all night long. That oil is coconut oil. Coconut oil is one of those things most of us keep in the kitchen without giving it a second thought. But when it comes to men's health, it has a very different kind of power, one that fuels the body, like high-octane fuel poured into an engine right before a long drive. The secret lies in its medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs. Unlike most fats, MCTs are not stored away as belly fat. Instead, your liver converts them almost instantly into energy your cells can use. That means when you take coconut oil before bed, you're giving your body a ready supply of clean fuel during the exact hours when hormones are being built and tissues are being repaired. I remember a patient in his mid-60s who described his nights as sluggish, as if his body's engine was running on fumes. He told me he felt heavy in the mornings, dragging himself out of bed with no spark. I suggested 1 teaspoon of virgin cold-pressed coconut oil before sleep. At first, he doubted something so simple could help, but within weeks, he came back telling me his mornings felt different, lighter, clearer, and with an energy he hadn't felt in years. Along with that came stronger, more dependable erections, the kind that reminded him of decades earlier. Coconut oil also contains lauric acid, a natural antimicrobial compound that calms low-grade inflammation in the gut and urinary tract. And because inflammation is one of the hidden enemies of circulation and nerve health, reducing it makes a huge difference for sexual vitality. The best way to start is small, 1 teaspoon before bed, working up to a tablespoon if your body tolerates it well. And always choose virgin cold-pressed oil, the kind that still smells faintly of coconuts, because that means it hasn't been stripped of its power. But while coconut oil fuels your system with energy, there's another oil that works in a very different way by feeding your prostate directly and giving your body the minerals it craves. That oil is pumpkin seed oil. Pumpkin seed oil is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated treasures for men's health. Most men think of pumpkin only in the fall, carved on porches or baked into pies. But the oil pressed from its seeds is loaded with nutrients that directly feed the male system. I once had a gentleman in his late 60s who came to me exhausted. He was waking up 3 or 4 times every night to urinate, and that constant interruption left him drained. He told me intimacy felt impossible. I suggested a spoonful of cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil before bed. Within weeks, he reported sleeping through the night. More often, his urination improved, and to his surprise, his morning erections began to return. His relief was written all over his face. The science behind pumpkin seed oil is solid. It is one of nature's richest sources of zinc, a mineral your testes depend on for testosterone production. Without enough zinc, the process slows down dramatically. But pumpkin seed oil doesn't just supply zinc, it delivers it alongside healthy fats, making absorption far more efficient. That means your body actually uses what it's given. It also contains phytosterols, plant compounds shown in studies to calm inflammation in the prostate and improve urinary flow. In practical terms, that means less pressure, less discomfort, and better circulation in the very region most men worry about as they age. The flavor is nutty and rich. Many men actually enjoy it straight. 1 to 2 teaspoons before bed is ideal, whether taken alone, mixed into yogurt, or drizzled over a light evening snack. Always choose oil that's cold-pressed, packaged in dark bottles, and keep it refrigerated to preserve its deep green color and potency. But while pumpkin seed oil strengthens the foundation of prostate and hormone health, there's another oil less familiar in the West that has been called a cure for everything but death. And its secret lies in protecting the very cells that produce testosterone. That oil is black seed oil. Black seed oil is one of those ancient remedies that modern science is finally catching up to. In the Middle East, it's been called a cure for everything but death. For centuries, men relied on it for strength and vitality, but only recently have studies revealed why it matters so much for testosterone. I remember a man in his early 70s who sat in my office, discouraged. He told me he felt his body had simply shut down. His drive was gone, his energy flat, and his mornings empty of the strength he once took for granted. I recommended 1 teaspoon of organic cold-pressed black seed oil before bed, mixed with a little honey. 2 months later, he returned with a spark in his eyes I hadn't seen before. His morning erections had become consistent again, and with them came a new sense of confidence. The power of black seed oil lies in a compound called thymoquinone. Think of it like a shield. Over the years, oxidative stress chips away at the very cells in your testes, the Leydig cells that produce testosterone. Thymoquinone protects those cells, helps them recover, and allows them to perform more efficiently. Clinical studies show regular use of black seed oil can raise testosterone by up to 20% while also improving sperm quality, libido, and overall vitality. For men struggling with insulin resistance, which is common after 60, black seed oil offers another advantage. It improves insulin sensitivity, helping stabilize blood sugar, an often overlooked factor in testosterone decline. The taste is strong, peppery, slightly bitter. So many men prefer mixing it with honey or using high-quality capsules. The key is purity, organic cold-pressed, with at least 1.2% thymoquinone listed on the label. But while black seed oil protects the very machinery of testosterone production, there's another oil that works on an entirely different system, your blood vessels and nerves. It's the oil most people take for heart health, but few realize it quietly transforms sexual vitality too. That oil is fish oil. Fish. When most men think of fish oil, they picture heart health, cholesterol, or maybe brain function. Almost no one thinks about erections. Yet, in my years of practice, I've seen fish oil quietly transform not just cardiovascular health, but also sexual vitality. One man in his late 60s came to me constantly fatigued. He had adjusted his diet, added exercise, even tried herbal supplements, but his mornings were still empty. He told me he missed that natural firmness that once greeted him every day. I encouraged him to take 2 to 3 grams of high-quality fish oil at night. He hesitated. After all, fish oil seemed like something his cardiologist would recommend, not his urologist. But just a few weeks later, he returned, telling me his energy was steadier, his mind sharper, and yes, his morning erections had returned with surprising strength. The secret lies in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. Think of them as the oil for your plumbing system. Over time, inflammation stiffens blood vessels like rust in old pipes. EPA and DHA reduce that silent inflammation, keeping vessels flexible, open, and resilient. DHA even strengthens the vessel walls, allowing smoother blood flow during those critical early morning hours. Better circulation means stronger, more dependable erections. But the benefits don't stop there. Omega-3s also support nerve function, ensuring the delicate signals between brain and body remain sharp even as the years pass. And for men worried about that unpleasant fishy burp, taking fish oil at night and storing it in the refrigerator makes a world of difference. Always look for pharmaceutical-grade purified fish oil tested for mercury and contaminants. 2 to 3 grams before bed is ideal, giving your body what it needs to repair and restore through the night. But knowing the oils is only half the story. The real transformation comes when you learn how to combine them into a simple nightly routine and understand exactly when results will appear. That's where the protocol and timeline matter most. One of the biggest mistakes I see men make is trying everything at once. They get excited, buy 5 different oils, and swallow them all in the same week. And then when their stomach feels upset or nothing changes overnight, they give up. Healing doesn't work that way. Your body responds best to steady, consistent steps, not a flood of changes all at once. That's why I created a simple protocol. In the first week, keep it basic. Start with 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil before bed every night. Think of it as laying the foundation. It's familiar, well-tolerated, and it gives your body a steady supply of the building blocks it needs. In the second week, add variety. You can alternate oils: olive oil on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, pumpkin seed oil on Tuesday and Thursday, coconut oil on Saturday. This way, your body gets different nutrients without being overwhelmed. By the third week and beyond, you can find the rhythm that feels right. Some men thrive on 2 oils consistently, while others enjoy rotating 3 or 4. My favorite combination for many patients is olive oil and black seed oil. 3 nights a week, pumpkin seed oil twice a week, coconut oil once, and castor oil once. That blend supports hormone production, circulation, inflammation control, and prostate health all at the same time. Now let's talk about the timeline. In the first week, most men notice small but encouraging changes. Sleep feels deeper, mornings feel steadier. By the second and third weeks, something remarkable often happens. Firmer, more frequent erections. Not every morning, but enough to remind you that your body is still capable. Between the 4th and 6th weeks, improvements usually become consistent. Mornings are stronger responses during intimacy, improve, and daily stamina grows. By the 2nd or 3rd month, the benefits compound. Hormones stabilize circulation, improves inflammation, decreases. Many men tell me they feel years younger, not just in the bedroom, but in their overall energy and outlook. But there's something important you need to know. Even the best protocol can be slowed down or completely blocked by hidden obstacles. And once you understand these factors, you can avoid them and unlock the full potential of this nightly habit. Even the best protocol can be slowed down or completely blocked by hidden obstacles. Over the years, I've watched men follow the oil routine faithfully, only to see little progress. And then I've seen others with the same plan make dramatic improvements in weeks. The difference often comes down to what's happening outside the spoonful of oil. The first factor is consistency. Your body thrives on rhythm. Skip nights or change oils too often, and it's like constantly restarting a project that never gets finished. One of my patients in his mid-60s admitted he only remembered his oils a few times a week. Not surprisingly, his results lagged. When he finally committed nightly, his improvements came quickly. The second factor is sleep. Testosterone and growth hormone are produced most efficiently during deep sleep. If you're only getting 5 hours a night, or if sleep apnea silently interrupts your rest, no oil in the world can fully make up for that loss. One man told me that treating his apnea was the missing piece. Suddenly the oils worked like magic. The third factor is stress. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, and cortisol is like kryptonite to testosterone. I've seen men under heavy stress make no progress until they learn to practice relaxation prayer or even simple breathing exercises. Lower the stress and the body responds almost immediately. And finally, alcohol. Even moderate drinking late at night sabotages sleep quality and hormone production. Think of it like pouring water into the gas tank of your car. The engine just won't run the way it should. On the flip side, there are simple supportive habits that multiply results, staying hydrated half your body weight in ounces of water. Each day keeps blood flowing freely, strengthening your pelvic floor with daily Kegels, getting 20 minutes of morning sunlight to reset your circadian rhythm and boost testosterone, and protecting your evenings by limiting blue light from screens. But let's be honest, another factor many men care about is cost. Pills and therapies are expensive, and often temporary. So how does this nightly spoonful compare? The answer might surprise you. One of the most common frustrations I hear from men is the cost of conventional treatments. A single prescription pill for erectile dysfunction can run $30 to $60 per dose. Testosterone replacement therapy, $200 to $500 a month, not counting the needles, the lab tests, and the endless doctor visits. Many men have looked me in the eye and said they feel trapped, paying a fortune just to borrow a little confidence for one night, all while wondering what the long-term side effects will be. Now compare that to oils. A high-quality bottle of extra virgin olive oil pumpkin, seed oil, or black seed oil might cost $40 to $60 for an entire month's supply. That breaks down to less than $2 a day, about the price of a cup of coffee. And unlike a pill that forces your body into a short-lived reaction, these oils nourish from the inside out. They support hormone production, reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and strengthen the very systems that keep you healthy far beyond the bedroom. And this is where everything comes together, because the real benefit isn't just measured in dollars saved, it's measured in confidence, restored intimacy rebuilt, and years of vitality regained. Let's bring this journey full circle. As we come to the end of this message, I want you to take a deep breath and reflect on what you've heard tonight. For so many men over 60, the quiet loss of natural morning erections feels like the end of something vital, a door closing on strength, confidence, and intimacy. It's easy to believe that age itself has taken this part of life away, but what we've uncovered together is that age is not the thief. The real problem is that your body has not been given what it needs at the right time to keep building the hormones and circulation that make you feel alive. We've walked through the science of why nighttime is the critical window, why a single spoonful of the right oil before bed can give your system exactly what it's been missing. We've explored olive oil as the foundation castor oil, to calm hidden inflammation coconut oil, to fuel energy pumpkin seed oil, to nourish the prostate black seed oil, to protect the very cells that make testosterone and fish oil, to keep your vessels and nerves sharp. You now have a clear, practical protocol, a timeline of what to expect, and the knowledge of which habits can multiply your results. But beyond the facts and the numbers, here's the truth I want you to carry with you. Your body is still capable. The spark is not gone. With consistency, patience, and the right support, I have seen men in their 70s and even 80s rediscover vitality they thought was lost forever. And I want you to believe that for yourself. So my advice to you is simple. Don't let this knowledge sit on the shelf. Take action. Start with one oil. Commit for 30 days. Protect your sleep, lower your stress, drink more water, and give your body the chance to respond. Remember, this isn't just about erections. It's about energy, confidence, and the ability to feel like yourself again. If this message resonated with you, I want to encourage you to save this video, because chances are you'll want to come back and review it. And if you haven't already hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next men's health tip designed specifically for you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What part of this message spoke to you the most? Was it the science, the timeline, or one of the oils that surprised you? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single one, and your feedback helps me create videos that matter. Your health, your vitality, and your confidence are worth protecting. Age does not define you. Your choices do. And tonight, you've learned one simple choice that could transform your mornings, your energy, and your life.